Um, One of the other things I think about is the pros and cons about a place that I visited or locations. And I think there's a trend for me. I really enjoy having a place with a balcony or a lot of light, especially balconies facing sunsets is really incredible. Just sitting out there enjoying a balcony like I did in Greece was amazing. And just having that is really cool. Having my own bathroom for me is pretty important, but having a kitchen that's shared is great. I think that's one of the best things you can. Having an oven is really awesome. Being able to make food is amazing. Being close to things, being by the ocean, being in a warm climate, um, having low cost of living and food is really amazing. Being able to speak the local language, being able to go to events and meetups, having a meetup scene, I think is good, especially not just with locals, but with other people from around the world. I enjoy that. Been able to take classes and not having to spend so much on them. Um, Having public transportation, you can take like a train or metro system. Having low pollution. Unfortunately, probably hard to avoid in many tropical places, but having no mosquitoes or dengue or this type of thing. Um, Obviously, things like low crime rate. Uh, so there's a balance. I think no place is perfect. You have trade-offs, and so I'm trying to distill what place I would like the most and where I would spend my time. I think I still want to travel more and more, but it's not something that it's a huge craving like it used to be. Even though I necessarily don't want to return to the US now, it wouldn't be the end of the world, but I think I would want to return maybe to eventually one day live in New York or some of the big cities. Maybe it actually doesn't even matter that much. I think anywhere in the US would be interesting. Maybe not somewhere too cold all the time. Um, I think the US is pretty cool in many ways, but the cost of living is the main drawback, right? Especially for the big cities, the big popular ones. Um, but traveling to Africa is still a dream, and India, but it's not like I'm searching that much anymore for a perfect place. I think I have an idea what type of things like that I like the culture of Latin America, Mexican cuisine, just the music, the way the people are. I do think that people everywhere can be, different. You can't summarize a country by a few statements, but I think they can follow a general trend of being more courteous or open to speaking to you. I think these are generalizations, but they can kind of hold true from my experience, where as a whole, the country feels more in a certain direction, even if not everybody's this way, and there's a lot of nice people everywhere. Some of them can seem a little bit more cold or standoffish in certain places, and could also probably be part of the language barrier, but I kind of think it is part of the culture. I guess from my limited experience, I feel that the Thai people can be extremely friendly, and people in Latin America, I think, are much more warm for the most part, not every country, than other people. For example, in Europe, I think they're a little bit more, not rude, but I think they are more reserved. And just one common example is just the way the people in Latin America versus, for example, people from Finland and these Nordic countries will just the way they greet each other, the way they touch each other all the time versus not, and these things I think do contribute. I think there's studies about this type of stuff, um, which actually brings me back to some other random thought about how do you even define happiness, or how do you even measure that? Because people always claim that certain countries are happy. Even the comfort crisis, one of my criticisms of that book is that they claim that Bhutan, or I forgot what, Burma maybe, some country, um I think in Asia, was very happy, and they always think about death 3 times a day, etc. Which I agree with these principles overall. I think it's a nice story that it tells, but it's hard to, for one, define what is happiness anyway. Two, how do they measure it? You have fine criticisms of people who say Finland or whatever country in that area is the happiest, that they're not really happy. They just think that they're, I guess, quote unquote, better than other people or better off than other people. So it's sort of like it's just a measure of how they think they're doing next compared to other people. Maybe not better than others, even though maybe that's the troll sort of the criticism online about the Finnish people, that they feel a little bit superior and probably are superior in terms of their country's strength and social benefits. So maybe it's not a measure of happiness, but their standing in economics and just social fabric of that country that makes people seem more secure. But maybe they're depressed and suicide is kind of common. So I don't know how you measure happiness across a country, how the study is done. It's it's hard to interpret studies, especially those in the psychology and social science realm.